boots and said goodbye to your home, your kids, your wife. You carry more than gear and steel. You carry hope that this world can heal. They don't see the weight you bear or the silent midnight prayer, but heaven knows each step you take and every stand you choose to make. So stand your ground, hold that line. You were made for such a time. When the world gets dark, you shine with a fire that don't die. Through the smoke and through the pain, in the sun and in the rain, you're never fighting all alone. The warrior's way leads you home. Some battles rage deep in the soul. Behind the metal scars take hope. But you ain't weak, no, you're still strong. For pressing on when it feels so wrong. You don't need the world's applause. Your life's a mission, not just a cause. The King of Kings, he sees your fight and marches with you through the night. So stand your ground, hold that line. You were made for such a time. When the world gets dark, you shine with a fire that don't die. Through the smoke and through the pain, in the sun and in the rain, you're never fighting all alone. Warrior's way leads you home. Some battles rage deep in the soul. Behind the metal scars take hold. But you ain't weak, no, you're still strong. For pressing on when it feels so wrong. You don't need the world's applause. Your life's a mission, not just a cause. The King of Kings, he sees your fight and marches with you through the night. So stand your ground, hold that line. You're never fighting all alone. The warrior's way leads you home.
Me, my brother, that's my oldest brother. That's my wife. My wife and I have been together since 36.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
since 36.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
since 36. We've been married how many years? 50. Yeah. So when I do my testimony, I do it in front of my wife and my daughters, family, so I can't laugh. So where do I start? We were poor. We were dirt poor. If we wanted a bicycle for Christmas, we stole your bicycle for Christmas. And we went for your one that you just got for Christmas because it was new. No, we were naughty. We grew up naughty. We didn't have a father figure. We had two dads. Real dad, stepdad. Not one of them cared about us because my real dad ran away. My stepdad had two of his own sons, so we took the back burner. So we had a very hard life. We grew up hard. We started hanging around with the wrong people. I was smoking cigarettes since grade one. Like grade one, I smoked cigarettes, drank beer, slept with women. Yeah, no, we were full up. We were out in the world. We done what we wanted to. We used to ride our bikes into Hillbrand, holding Hillbrand till 2, 3 in the morning. I'm talking grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, standard 1, standard 2, our whole lives. We used to join Kiss and Booths and all the places in town, Masquerades, the Dome, Bella's, Top Club. You know, we grew up there and that's where I started. And in my earlier life I was fat and I was bullied. So I went to Jack Huster's in Boysons and I learned to box. Then it was over. Once I learned that I gave my donkey. Once I learned that I could fight and that I actually liked the feeling of hurting someone. That's who I became. I became a person that hurt everyone. that was my life. It got to a point where we have a bra at my house, at my mom's house. I drank a lot, a hell of a lot. And that was my stepping stone. So I used to drink a lot, cause a hell of a lot of trouble. Then I used to disappear, and then I'd do whatever my friends put in front of me, any drug that they put in front of me. I'd disappear for 7 days, whatever. Cape Town, Durban, that was my life. But Brian at my mom's house always ended up with me sitting by myself at the fire because I caused shit at my mom's house. And when I look again, he's hiding on the roof. My wife is hiding in the one room. My mom and dad are hiding in the cupboard. My younger brothers are hiding somewhere under beds because I was a monster. And that's how I treated people. I weighed 127 kilos. I could take my shirt off any time of the year. I was buff, I was strong, I wasn't scared of anyone. I wasn't scared of the world. I wasn't scared of nobody that came in front of me. That's just who I was. I've been stabbed 13 times, I've been shot twice, I've shot people, I've stabbed people. I've been run over by cars on purpose where they couldn't beat me in a fight, so they ran me over outside the club. So yes, I've been through it all. I've got the scars, I wear the scars. I've been there, I've been part of biker clubs, I've been part of biker gangs. I was one of the lead guys that was doing hijackings. We started off doing hijackings ourselves, then I got clear and I thought, no, you know what, let me take a little bit of the risk away. I let them do the hijackings, bring me the car, and I sell the car. I became the middleman. So then I sold any stolen goods. Then I started selling drugs. We were the biggest drug dealers in Joburg City. We were the ones who developed rocks in South Africa. Before we came around, it was just coke. It was coke, it was mandrakes, it was zacha, it was prescription meds. We taught ourselves from movies and from YouTube and from whatever we could find how to cook rocks. And we were the first to cook rocks in Joburg, and we actually taught the colours in Johannesburg, in Lenzing and in all those places in Mayfair how to cook rocks. We were the biggest, then we became very big in supplying the cocaine to them so they can cook the rocks. I was always very entrepreneurial. I didn't want, money became a very big part of my addiction. I was addicted to money as well. Not just the alcohol I drank, plenty. My two daughters, beautiful girls. If I just spoke loud, they would pee in their pants. They were petrified of me. My wife was scared of me. She would rather just take the kids, climb in the car and leave me. So I done stupid things in front of my wife, in front of my kids, with their lives in danger, because I didn't think I was in danger. I thought I was untouchable. I thought I could do whatever I wanted. I didn't earn respect. I demanded respect. And when I changed my life, I'm sober and clean 16 years now.
Amen.
I've never been inside a rehab except my own. I never went to rehab. I never stopped doing what I was doing by going to a rehab because I didn't believe in a rehab. Because we're not a rehab. We're a family. My family helped me. By sticking through it with me and never leaving me. Because she could have plenty times. And she didn't. So she stuck it out with me and she looked after me and she wanted to stay with me because she loved me. Even though I was such a bastard. So when I got saved, I left my wife. I left her because my mind wasn't that kind. I divorced her. Not for another woman, not because of another man, because my mind was based. It was the alcohol, the drugs, what I was into. I was with the wrong people, I was doing the wrong things, I was doing dangerous things. My mind was twisted. So I let my wife divorce her. We were separated for about a year. But I didn't leave her. I slept outside. I put her in a beautiful townhouse in Pretoria. And I had a penthouse across the road from the Grand. I looked into the Grand's entrance on my patio. So I could go there at millions. I could go there if I wanted to. It wasn't the reason why I done it. It was my mind was screwed. But I slept most nights outside her house in my car. Because that was my woman and no one else was going to come near her. So we started dating slowly and eventually I started sleeping over on a Friday night. We started falling in love again and we then got remarried. So now we talk about that section of our lives as me going on extended holiday. We didn't divorce. I just went on an extended holiday by myself. I realized when I gave up everything, because I gave it all up in one day. On the beach in Toti, I went to EFC the night before with my brothers. I'd stopped drinking, I'd stopped smoking, I'd stopped doing everything. I had my family back. And I was going to go to EFC and all my old friends are there. And then my wife said to me, Craig, it's wrong. It's a bad place for you. It's not who you are anymore. And I said, no, I want to go for just one more time with my brothers, and we're going to go sit there. We'll sit up in the nosebleed section. I won't go to the VIP section. I won't be with my friends. I won't do, And the first time, because I was a smoker, I smoked cigarettes. The first time you had to walk past the VIP section to go outside to smoke. And all the main guys from Joburg were there, and they saw me and they called me in, and then I was in there. I forgot about my brothers. I got molded, drunk. Some woman, and I'm sorry, the ladies, she took my phone, went to the bathroom and took pictures on my phone of the private parts. I got home, I was drunk, I didn't notice. I woke up the next morning and my wife had my phone, and this is what was on my phone. Because I'd never keep my phone away from my wife. She knows, she makes up my parcels. She does all my business, my banking, my medical. I don't hide anything from my wife. I can't lie to her. I can't. And she was obviously upset again. I was bubbleless. I had blood all over me because I caused a big fight in the VIP section. And we were supposed to get in the car that morning with my girls and go down to Durban and spend a week in Durban just to chill and relax, some family time. And she said, no, she's not going with, I can go with the girls by myself. And I said, no, and I begged, I said, please, no, let me explain. And all the way down to Durban, driving my BM, I had bubbleless. I was sick. It was hot. No one was talking to me. I was feeling lower than shark shit. I was bad. And we got to Durban and I said to my daughter, I said, you go up, we only stay in the Stella Maris building in Tokyo. I don't even know it. Beautiful building in Tokyo, I love it. I told my girls, go upstairs, go pack your stuff away, I'm going to take your mom for a walk. We walked on the beach and I went onto my hands and knees in front of her in public. And I said to her, and I promised her that was the last I'd ever do that. It's the last I'd ever touch alcohol. The last I'd ever mess around. It's the last I'd ever fight. It's the last I'll ever hurt anybody. It's the last I'll do anything wrong. And that was 16 years ago.
Amen.
And today where I stand, I haven't hurt anybody. I haven't hit anybody. I must just let you know that in all the years I've been with my wife, I've never hit my wife. I've never laid a hand on her. I've never shook her in anger. I've treated her like a queen her whole life with me because she deserves it, because she is. But I hurt a lot of people around me. And it's not 5 people that I can say, I'm sorry. Go to one at a time and say, I'm sorry. It was thousands of people. Thousands of people. I destroyed families because of what I was doing. So I went onto my hands and knees that morning with reconciled and I said, babe, I'll never do it again, I promise. And from that day I changed. And from that day I gave up. One day I gave up drinking, I gave up drugging, I gave up joining, I gave up. I had to go from having 10,000 rand cash in my pocket at any given time of the day, having no budget whatsoever. We'd say, all right, we're going to Fahrenheit for dinner tonight. All right? No, we'd say we want fillet steaks. I'm not a cook today. But we'll buy big fillet steaks at Pick and Pay and we'd fill 2 trolleys. My daughters knew they could just do it, they're smart. And we get home and I'm too lazy to cook and we go and we eat out anyhow. We had no budget because I was doing all the wrong things and I had a lot of money. So when I stopped that, and I stopped it all in one day, it was very difficult. I lost 2 cars, I lost everything we had. And we started from scratch. Started from the bottom, from 150 rand a day. To feed my family, to look after my family, and still to try and get me a pack of cigarettes today. Because I still smoke. I don't smoke cigarettes today. I'm on and off, but it's been a couple of months now again that I haven't smoked. But I think this time is the real time. I won't touch a cigarette again in my life. If I can give it all the other stuff, I can do the cigarettes. It's the easiest thing. I've stopped for 7 years before and I started with stupid. But yeah, so that's my life. So now, when I look back at my past, and you must know we had cars. My wife had convertible AMGs, GTI Golf. I had MC, silver and a black one parked together. We had bikes, we had everything. We had what you wanted. We had nothing. So we started from the beginning. We started from scratch. We humbled ourselves. And it was the biggest lesson we ever learned in our lives. Was because we had nothing. Zal also comes from hard times. Zal grew up in Primrose, not Primrose, in Jewel Street. Her mom and her aunt and her gran ran all the hotels, Belgravia, the station, the Oribi, all those hotels down that road, those roads. Her mom and aunts and gran were the managers. So she grew up in hotels like that. She saw the Hells Angels all the time. She grew up hard. She didn't have an easy life either. And but we humbled ourselves and we started from scratch again and we built ourselves up again. To a point where my wife is an accountant. She had an amazing job. She was earning a very good salary eventually. I had my own little business. I had done long distance towing. My wife bought me a double cab Ducky, a BT50, and we got myself an extended car trailer, very strongly made. I could put big boy X5s on and quantums and all that type of thing. And I used to do long distance trips only. So I had a book, and I had bookings right out, and that's how I done my business. And I used to give my wife every month 50 grand, 60 grand, 70 grand cash towards the house every month for my little business. And I done ex-data camps, ex-data manakampa.
Okay.
I done that for 9 years, no? For 9 years, every single month I was there, even on my birthday. It was my birthday fell on that Saturday, I was there. My family knew it was important to me. I eventually became a klein groepie leier. It's a group leader that takes a bunch of people and speaks to them and looks after them over the weekend. Then I became like a klein, it wasn't a big role, but it was on a Friday evening I would stand up and speak about drugs. Because 80% of the people in the audience battled with some type of addiction, whether it was porn, whether it was prescription meds, whether it was alcohol, whether it was drugs, whether it was sex, whether it was something that battled with an addiction. And I would then get up and give them an open invitation. I'd show them who I am and give them a small story about who I am, just to understand that I'm not going to judge them, I'm not going to point fingers at them, and I'm going to be able to listen to them with open ears and an open heart the whole weekend. And we can talk nicely because I'm on the same level. And I would give them an open invitation to stand up, because then on a Friday evening I'd split you into groups. So there's so many klein groepie is, that split the amount of people in the hall and everyone gets so many people. And I always had the biggest group because when I done the invite for people to stand up, you'll be surprised at how many people stand up with some type of addiction and who they are, lawyers, doctors. So it's not just the poor, it's not just the hard livings, it's people with big bucks that battle addiction. It's people who have lived their whole lives with a silver spoon in their mouth that battle with addiction. They actually battle worse than me because they had the money to support us. We still had to organize. We had to make maneuvers. We had to steal. We had to, to make moves. So then I came home one weekend and I said to Lizelle, I got a message from God. Came home on a Sunday. And I said to her, I got a message from God, riding home now. And she said, what did God say? So I said, because first she must know, I was the first one to start changing my life. My daughter, my oldest one, Storm, she's a bit cheeky. She was the first one to have the guts to ask me what's going on. So we talk about it, but not to me. And she said to me one day in my car, she said, Dad, me, Mom and Ray, we changed and not swearing anymore. And listening to Christian music in the car. Does this mean we have to follow you? Are we going to church now? Because we weren't church goers, So I said to her, there's an old saying, you can't throw stones in a glass house. So I'm going to fix me first. And if you see something good in me and you want to follow me, then you follow me. And it was 3, 4 months, 6 months later, the whole family were saved. So, yeah. So both my daughters are teachers. They are teachers at St. Declan's. It's a private Christian school for boys in Alberton. They both teach at the same school. So me and my wife have put both our daughters to university. If I didn't stop my nonsense, I would have been one of two places. I would have been dead or I would have been in jail. Then I wouldn't have had the opportunity to walk both my daughters down the aisle at their weddings. I wouldn't have had the opportunity to take them in fancy cars to the matric farewells or to stand next to the netball field and scream for them because I was a netball dad. I became one because I love my daughters. And today, I've got 4 beautiful grandkids that love me to death. I'm their hero. So it's amazing to see and feel the way I do when I tell my story because I come from shit. I come from nothing. I've done the worst things in life. I hurt so many people and God forgave me. And I'm here today. So it proves to people that no matter who you are, no matter what you've done in life, no matter who you've hurt, no matter what you've done, no matter how many times you've hurt yourself, you are forgiven and God loves you and He's always been with you. I mean, those times on the bikes when you're hitting 250, 300 k's an hour, do you think God gets off? He doesn't get off, he holds tighter. He holds tighter because God will never leave you no matter what situation you're in.
You haven't told us what God said to you when you got up.
Sorry, that's my accent, guys. Sorry, my brain is a bit, okay? So maybe I remember my life. So God said to me, so what is the story? What did God say to you? So I said to him, well, God said to me, Craig, it's your time, go out and call men by my name and they will come and they will follow you. Help those in need the way I helped you. So I said to Lizelle, I'm going to open a rehab. So Lizelle said, what do you know about a rehab? Are you mad? How are we going to live? You know nothing about a rehab? How are you going to do it? You don't have property. We've never owned property in our lives. I'm turning 50. How old am I turning? 50. I'm turning 50 this year. Yeah. We've never owned anything in our lives outright. Never. So she said to me, how are you going to do this? And I started at Xdada. I started my rehab at Xdada on that farm. That little section with little novels, and I started there. That's where I started my little thing. And 6 months later, we've been here for maybe 10 years. So this is a passion for me in Lizelle. We don't do it for money. We don't chase money. Okay? Our fees are $6.5 grand a month. Okay? That covers their food, the accommodation, water nights. the linen gets washed, we supply linen, sheets, we supply all of that, we supply them with washing powder and toilet paper, their 3 meals a day, coffee, tea, sugar. There's nothing that all they have to do is supply their own cigarettes, because I'm not going to force them to stop smoking. I do one thing at a time. I look after the one thing at a time. I get them off the gate first. If they want to stop smoking, I'll help them and I'll support them when they decide that themselves. So that's what me and Zala are about. That's what we do now. I came by myself for 6 months. She stayed in Joburg. She looked after her job, looked after my daughters. And then 6 months later, she came to me and said, you know what, this is not a phase that you're going through. This is not something stupid or unmeaningful. This is something good. And she got the feeling as well. So she moved in with me. And we had nothing. When we moved here, I moved here with 11 boys off that farm. Me and Nazal, we all stayed in this one big room. Because this house had students for a college. So the college owned this house and they would rent these rooms to students. And these students were smoking daka and they were drinking. And we stayed in that big room with 11 guys that are in arrear. And they're trying to stop all this nonsense. So the determination was there and we lasted because we had to live like that for 6 months before their contract was up and they had to move. So that's what we've done. So I listened to God and I've listened to God from that day and I've just got bigger and stronger. And myself and my wife, we are pastors. We have done our theology. We have done Natal has done her masters. I'm one module away from my masters. So we are pastors, but I don't preach to my guys. I don't minister to them. I don't on a Sunday sit them in the TV room and say, this is this, God's going to come and punish you, and the lightning, watch for the lightning when you walk out because you are rubbish and I don't preach and I don't minister. Why me and Nazal done it? So we can have a better understanding of what God done for us, how He sacrificed and how He suffered for us, and how we live and how we should live and how we should teach people to live and to live like family and love each other. God gave me a funny, because God's got a sense of humor. A very big sense of humor. Because I was such an ugly person, I didn't like people, I didn't speak to people, I hurt people, they were scared of me, they wouldn't come near me. I was small. That's who I was. I didn't earn respect, they respected me because they feared me. If I phoned my brother and said, Boot, I'm going out on a tour, you want to come? No, I can't, I've got a plan now. Because they know wherever I go, I make some things up in big raw, that jail, that was my life, so that's what they knew. And I stopped all of that, and this became my passion. And this is my passion, and this is what we do for our life. It's not a job. We live here with it, we stay on the property with it. For Bainat has been with me for 6 years. He was on the street for 32 years, a heroin addict. He came to me, and for 4 months he said he doesn't want to be here. He lived out of his suitcase. And I said, you don't want to live here? There's the road. You can go. I'm not a lockdown facility. And then 4 months later he said, you know what, for 4 months I looked for a reason every day to leave. Now I look for one reason every day to stay. And that was 5-6 years ago. So, amazing man, Genie's an amazing, strong man. He's working, he's my MacGyver, my angry MacGyver. He's not a morning person. But I love him to death, and my brother's been with us for a long time. And all my other guys have also been with me for a long time. Drickers, Quinton, you know, they've been here. Then I've got some new guys, Nick. I mean, we've had guys from London. They flew all the way from London to come and do my program for 8 months. It was cheaper for them to fly from London to here, spend 8 months here and pay my fees and take him back to London than 1 month we had in London. Yeah. So we are known overseas. People listen to us and watch our Facebooks and that type of thing. And so I started the rehab and we grew, but we don't want to look after more than 15 men at a time. We don't, because then we lose the personal touch. Yes, I want to know your mom's name, your dad's name, what they do for a living. I want to know how I can react with them and tell them what they must do for their son, and how they must deal with their son when he leaves, and how they must stop babying and coddling their son when he leaves, and how they must. And I don't mean it for you, Nick. Okay, I know your mum loves you a lot, boy.
We just
Okay.
talked about it now.
Okay, so, but that's who we are, and that's what we try and do. And then just some people, because he knows that we are family, and that there's no time limit on him being here. Raina, Eugene, they know there's no time limit on them being here. They don't have to leave. We're not going to chase them. We've got people that don't pay to be here. And it's just not in our hearts, me and Azal, like other rehabilitation centres, to phone the parents and say, listen, why haven't you paid? Okay, so you can't pay. Okay, so then your family member must be out here in 2 hours. Am I right, Nick? Who's been in other rehabs, boys? Am I right? You don't pay, you don't stay. We don't find it in our hearts to say, guys, there's the gate. Because we know we've been there. We've been there, we've been in hard times as a couple with 2 baby girls. So we don't want people to battle. We don't want people to start in the cold. So we look after them anyhow. We take what we get. And for some reason, God has made me shop very well. I can shop. Man, I shop better than a woman. I take that little bit of money that I get, that we get on every
I'm
month,
giving it to him because
and I spread it. That these guys, how's your food, boys? How do you eat here?
Very good.
You eat better than what you eat around. Okay, they eat very well here. Okay, but what I was getting to is, yeah. Sorry, my mind died. I had a very bad car accident in 2020 where I nearly died. In this main road, I was hit by a truck head on, so I nearly died 5 days before COVID started. 5 days before COVID lockdown started. So I was in hospital all by myself. My wife was in Alberton, she's living in a guest house to come and see me every day. She wasn't allowed. So it was a terrible time. But anyhow, I'm alive and I'm here and I'm kicking and I'm still serving. And I'm still who I am.
over 15 people.
Yeah, not going to have 50 people not being pastors, because we don't want to minister, we don't want to hit people on the edge of the Bible and preach and be the wrong type of people. Because I know of rehabs out there that the owners claim to be pastors and they're not pastors. I know them personally. They're not pastors. They've never opened a study material book anywhere. They've never studied for an hour. And they call themselves pastors and they minister to 150 men and tell them how bad they are and how bad God is going to be to them and how bad they're going to be cursed. I don't call my guys addicts. I don't follow the 12-step program, because why? Jesus died on the cross for me, for my sins. So he's paid for my sins already. So as far as I'm concerned, that morning on that Toti beach, when I gave my life to God and I said to my wife, I'll never do it again, from that morning I was healed. From that morning I was not an addict anymore. So why must I for the rest of my life stand up every Wednesday or whatever, Thursday night when they meet and say, hi, my name is Craig and I'm an addict? Why? Because then I'm being two-faced. I'm a hypocrite. I'm not believing what God has done for me. God is healed, and that's what I try and teach the guys, is that we believe in God's healing and His love. And why I was saying just now about God having a sense of humor is because I was such a bad person and I couldn't speak to people and they didn't want to speak to me. God has given me things to me that when they walk through the gate, I love them and I respect them from day one. Like for me, it's like a personal joke with God. It's like He's like saying, yeah, you see, I can do what I want with you. Because I wasn't that type of person. God can tell me walking in the mall, walking up to a huge monster of a man full of tattoos, screaming, and I can lay my hand on him in public and say to him, you know what, God loves you and come and speak to me. Come, let's take a walk and I can calm him down. God has given me that power, where I was not that type of person. So So God is surprisingly amazing. He's forever present. Okay, He's always with us, and I love Him. I put God before my wife. I put God before my kids. I put God before anything in my life today because He deserves it. And my wife knows it, and she puts God before me. That's why we've got such an amazing relationship, because we understand that. So, and that's why we studied, and that's why we still study. Because you're never too old to know enough, and you'll never know everything. You won't. Your head will explode if you had to know everything that God wants you to know all at once. So we'll study and we'll learn until the day we die. So that's me.
We've been blessed with our new property now.
Yeah, we've been blessed with our new property now. It's mine. It belongs to me. So the bank contacted away from me. No one can tell me what to do with it. We've got a ball that pumps out gallons and gallons and thousands of liters of water, so we don't need water from the government. I'm not saying we're a cult. I'm not saying that we're not going to pay the government. We don't believe in the government. I believe in the government. The Bible says so. I must listen to the Lord. We obey the laws. We don't go over the speed limit. We stop at stop street sometimes. We
Sometimes.
we do what we have to be good people. But I want to be off grid. So each one of us now, it's got 3 massive workshops. It's got a car workshop, so I can do services. I'm going to offer services. I've got 2 car lifts. I'm going to do just to play. I'm not a mechanic, but I'm not dumb, and my guys aren't dumb. We can do your plain service, oil change, filters, you know, that type of thing. Yeah, you pay for the parts, and you pay us a little service fee. You know, so any money, any way we can generate fees for our place, we want to do that. So we've got 3 big workshops. We've got a double-story
And if
thatch
you get
house.
stuck, you've got YouTube.
Huh?
And if you get stuck,
Yeah,
you've
if I
got
got
YouTube.
stuck, yeah, YouTube. I YouTube. And we've got a massive house that we're busy. I've got guys, shame, I've got one of my guys there now that's working through the weekend. He's my plumber, my tiler, he does electrical. That man can do anything with a piece of steel, Eugene, with a piece of wood. I can tell him to build a house. I'll draw him a little picture on a survey. As long as he's got a little picture and a little bit of a measurement, he'll build it for me without a moan or a groan. All the men are like this, yeah, they don't moan about anything. So we are small, we are private, we don't rely on the lotto, we don't rely on the government, we don't rely on big companies giving us donations, because we can't at the moment give an 18A certificate from us. We have got a sister company that I've helped for years, and they've grown like you won't believe. I'm sure you've heard of them, Wings of Inspiration, the 2 twins, the sisters, and Costa and Kirsten Richardson. They were my joining partners at twins. Yes, they're after. But they've gone from strength to strength, and Zal does their books, and that's Zal's more than half the salary goes into Cornerstone. We pump everything into Cornerstone because this is our passion, and this is our life, this is our retirement, this is our pension, this is our providence. I haven't had a salary in 10 years. 10 years, I haven't had money in my bank account. 10 years. Taxman must think, gee, how do you pay for your medical aid if you don't get a salary? But anyhow, because medical aid is important with me now, especially after the accident. I'm diabetic, I've got epilepsy, I've suffered with PTSD, I've managed like it's a never ending story, but we survived. Yeah, we've tried golf days, boxing events, white collar boxing events. We've tried to do the fundraising ourselves, but now we've got a guy in Amsterdam who's helping us in revamping our whole profile, our whole way we look on social media to the world. And he wants to help us get international help as well, because he says we deserve it for what we do. Jack Green's friend, and he sent Eddie from London to us.
I don't know how many years.
We get the people that help us. Apart from that, it's just pure, got that us and pays basically for our food and for everything. So we don't live luxurious lives. We play, all of us, but we eat well. And they live in a clean house with clean linen, and there's washing machines for them, and they've got a beautiful kitchen, they've got a pool table, they've got darts, they've got big screen TV, they've got everything they want. They've got a little gym. It's not a Virgin Active. It's active, but it's not a Virgin. And they train. Okay, so we are happy, but we are happy about our new premises. Beautiful.
We had a choice. We could have gone and bought property for ourselves and closed the centre down, and we chose not to do that. Because that's not our calling from God. It's not our calling from God is to go out and help and call men. So we went and bought a house that only accommodates them.
There isn't a place for me in the
for us. The house only accommodates enough space for the guys that are young.
With us now. There's no place for me in We literally have to build, you get those new log homes and the new tech homes, it's called the new tech based on the American house. They are coming next week to start building our little 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom house, and it goes up in 3 weeks. So there was no place for us to stay.
That's how we think of.
I've taken all my money that I should have invested in a pension fund, in a retirement type of thing. So I think some people back on That's how they say. So, rather give it to someone who needs it than give it to taxmen. So we will be able to do that. We don't say no to anything. If you bring us a bucket of food, so be it. If you don't want to give us cash, so be it. But I've been doing a couple of videos on social media. I don't know if you've seen my little videos. I do them in Macro, I do them in the meat walk, I do them in Pick and Pay, I do them wherever I am. Because I'm not scared of who I am, I'm not scared of what I do. And I shout and I laugh and I go molly my little videos and I say it like it is. I say, come on people, I'm very grateful for the kuchukus and you're doing so well and this, I'm going to pray for you. But that doesn't pay rent. It doesn't pay for food and lights. It doesn't pay. I think we need help. We need physical help. And any type of physical help. So if you supply us with a little bit of food, that just means that it frees up a little bit of my cash that I don't have to pay for that food, so I can then have enough cash to pay for the water line, so I don't have to worry. Yes, because every month me and Zali's are sweating, crying, wondering if we've got money to pay for everything every month for 10 years. But you know what? We still do it. So now we will be able to issue that 18A, and we are going to through our friend in Amsterdam. He's going to do it internationally for us, in Europe and in America and everywhere. And we need to try and drive it this side. We need to try and get corporates and little businesses to help us, give us small financial donations in order for us to, number one, what he has envisioned for us, because now he's part of our family in Netherlands. He's part of Cornerstone. He's got his own email already. He's got everything already. He's not falling behind. He envisions that we open up another branch, whether it be in Durban, in Cape Town, but he sees Cornerstone Wellness Center in Durban, in Cape Town, in Bloemfontein, doing what we do for the reasons that we do it, not for making money. I can easily, guys, this property is all mine, right down to the bottom of it. I could easily put up makukus like other Riads. Other Riads are living makukus, tin shacks, and log cabins with no electricity. They have to do a donkey. They heat up a donkey. It's called a donkey, so they can get some hot water. You understand? I can do that. I can get 150 people registered with medical aid and get paid 10 grand, 10.5 grand a month for each one of those people. But I don't do that because it's not my calling. It's not what our passion and what our calling is. We want to look after people. We want to make sure that they're okay. So that's why we need the help. That's why we need a bit of help from people. And by you guys coming to us and just showing my boys that there are people out there that care, that means the world to us. It really does mean the world to us. It means they can understand that there is a chance. That not everybody out there hates us. Because that's how we feel when we're out there. And the more we feel that we hate ourselves, the more drugs we do. So when we get off of it, we still feel that way. We still feel that people look down on us, people judge us, people don't love us, people hate us. They don't want to give us jobs. They don't want to. They feel the pain. They know the anguish that me and Raul go through, that we don't have enough money some months. They feel it because we're honest, we're a family. So, but as long as they know that we love them and there's always a place for them and we'll never chase them away, I'm happy. That's what I'm happy about. And that's my story. And like I said, my daughters are grown up, they're teachers, I've got 4 beautiful grandkids. I love my wife still, in fact we're together and we're doing what we love. And I've got a big extended family, and that's it. And then we've got friends like you that come and visit us and spend some time with us. So it's amazing.
I heard him whisper in the silence, in the ruin where my heart once lay. He said, son, I saw you fall, but I never turned away. I felt the fire in his mercy, like thunder rolling through my bones. He took my shame and made it purpose. Now I know I don't ride alone. So I buried who I used to be at the foot of Calvary's tree. And now I stand, scars and all, with the sword he gave to me. Rise, soldier, you were made for this hour. Let the Lion of Judah give your spirit power. This war ain't against the flesh or the pain. It's to build the kingdom in Jesus' name. You've wept, you've crawled, but now you stand with fire in your eyes and grace in your hands. So ride with the broken, lead with the brave. You're a soldier of Christ, not a soul to save. The world calls strength what heaven calls pride, but the meek, he said, will rule by his side. So I'll wash feet with the hands that war, and I'll fight for love like never before. They'll never see the prayers I bleed, the nights I sow in sacred need. But every tear he turns to flame, and every fight he calls by name. This ain't about fame or lights, it's about souls and saints.